In this demonstration, we'll be looking at an application built using the Mendix platform. This application has been built to address several problems faced by a PCB manufacturing plant. Currently, this plant is consistently having issues with the machines involved in the production of the PCBs, and this is affecting their yield. The plant doesn't have any early warnings that machines are going to fail, and they find it difficult to assign engineers to fix issues. None of the systems within the plant are connected together, which makes it difficult for plant engineers to order new parts to replace failing parts. One asset that's causing the most problems in the plant is the SMT reflow oven. The oven has multiple chambers within different temperatures. If a temperature is outside the profile limits, it will affect the quality of the PCB boards. To help with predicting issues with the oven, it has been fitted with a number of Mentor Valor edge device sensors. These sensors send data to the MindSphere using MindConnect, where time series data is stored against asset information. The Mendix application connects to MindSphere to retrieve information about the assets and time series data. Using the Mendix Data Hub, our applications are able to discover and consume data from sources such as Siemens or third-party products such as SAP and IBM Maximo. This application consumes data from Teamcenter to allow engineers to diagnose issues with parts easier. By using data from IBM Maximo, engineers can view service maintenance and warranties. To improve the process of fixing issues with the asset, our engineers can look up stock values from SAP and order new parts. Finally, to make our plant manager's life easier, we'll be taking a look at how we can extend and adapt our application using the Mendix Studio Pro. This dashboard gives a view of our entire plant at production. We can see our site's OEE performance, including information like availability, performance and quality. This application is receiving live data streams from MindSphere. If MindSphere detects a measurement that goes outside of the asset's profile, it will trigger a new service incident. If we drill down on an asset, we can see live data from our sensors, monitoring temperature, airflow and belt speed. This information helps our plant manager understand how their assets are performing and diagnose issues. Along with the live data streams, our plant manager can view the bill of materials from Teamcenter and 3D models to help them identify issues when they occur. Whilst we've been looking around the functionality of the app, there has been some unusual activity detected with one of our pumps. This has created a service warning for us and gives us an early indication that there will be an impact to one of our ovens. Inspecting the oven, we can see that there's been a spike in the temperature and that our pump is currently failing. Therefore, we can deduce that the pump should be looked into. The plant manager decides he should assign an engineer to go and investigate the issue with the oven. Using the team dashboard, our plant manager can view the availability of their engineers. By using the schedule feature, the application will identify an available engineer and assign them to investigate the incident. Once the work item is assigned to our engineer, they will receive a push notification on their mobile device to say that they've had a new work item assigned to them. Opening up the work item allows our engineers to see work cards received from Teamcenter. These work cards give them advice as to how to diagnose and fix the potential issue with the part. Inside each work item, we're able to see a number of activities, view documents, and equipment needed to fix this particular part. We can check off each of these activities by selecting them on the overview here. Engineers can view documents such as manuals and troubleshooting guides on their mobile device. To help with diagnosing the issue, engineers can pull information from Teamcenter such as bill of materials and 3D models of the part details. We can also see information from IBM Maximo as to the last service date and the warranty that comes with this particular part. Using the sub-assets view, engineers can see information about the parts that make up the oven, such as the pumps and motors. The engineer can see that the system is currently reporting an issue with the pump. By drilling down on the pump, the engineer can see more information about the performance of this part, such as the live IoT information, Teamcenter data, and Maximo data. When looking into the details, our engineer can see that the warranty information reported from Maximo is currently out of date. This suggests that the pump should be replaced. Using the SAP tab, our engineers can look up stock values and get items delivered straight to them. Now that our incident has been resolved by our engineers, let's take a look at how we can improve the experience for our plant managers. So far in our demonstration, we've been seeing how our application can support both plant managers and plant engineers across web and mobile experiences. The plant managers have a web dashboard allowing them to see the performance of plant and asset details. Our plant engineers have an offline mobile application for performing maintenance and investigating issues with the asset. Our plant manager, however, isn't satisfied with just a web application. They want to be able to view information on the go and be able to watch problem assets. Our business engineer, responsible for building the application, has already started building out this functionality for a tablet app. The app allows our plant manager to view plant overview, watch assets, and view notifications. Whilst our plant manager is testing the application, an idea for a new feature comes to mind. It would be really useful if there was a way to watch the performance of a certain asset and get personalised dashboard for monitoring it. Using the feedback button, end users, developers and testers can submit ideas, issues and questions to help with the development of the app. Our plant manager can submit their idea to add a new dashboard to view the status of the asset. All this feedback will go into the central project management portal called Mendix Home. Mendix Home is our online social collaboration portal where we can share ideas with people within our organisation, as well as create projects together. It's a single place where we can collaborate with both business and IT developers and ensure we develop the functionalities first time correct. Inside a project, we can invite a number of team members to the project with different roles and responsibilities. Within a project, we can manage sprints and stories, and using agile methodology, we can very rapidly iterate around applications. All the feedback that is submitted for this project goes into the feedback section. As a product owner, we can decide what happens to this feedback item, whether it's accepted, reviewed or closed. Within each feedback item is a screenshot of the page the user was on, the contextual information about the page and browser they were using, as well as the user they were logged in as at the time. If we decide to accept the feedback item, it can be marked as either a feature or a bug. This will convert it into a user story for us to implement. When it comes to developing this feature, we have two development environments, the Mendix Studio, focused at citizen developers, and the Mendix Studio Pro, focused at professional developers. If we open up the Mendix Studio Pro, we can begin to implement this new feature. The Studio Pro is a desktop install allowing developers to build applications without connectivity. All changes to applications are version controlled, allowing for branch lines, rollbacks and conflict resolution. Inside the Studio Pro, we can see all of the stories available in Mendix Home, allowing us to update the status and see the context of where the user was when they submitted the idea. By clicking the story, it will take us directly to the page the user submitted the feedback on, making it very easy to know which page needs to be changed. Inside the Studio Pro, we can build pages using a structure mode or a what you see is what you get design mode. To add the required functionality, we need to add an action to retrieve our watched asset and then open up a page so we can see the dashboard. To do so, we'll build a mic flow. A mic flow is a number of activities and a number of decisions. This is like a function in programming language. but completely visual. Inside a MicFlow, we always have a start and an end event. Inside the middle of the MicFlow, we have this flashing blue icon. This is known as Mendix Assist. Mendix Assist is our AI machine learning bot, which gives suggestions as to the next logical step. It's really helpful when starting to learn and begin with Mendix. By dragging and dropping onto the MicFlow, we can build out the necessary logic to retrieve our watched asset and open up a page. The page we want doesn't exist yet, so we need to build this. By using the page templates, we can quickly develop great looking applications. Page templates are a series of design patterns based on best practices. This will generate us the necessary page structure needed for our dashboard. We now have our page structure, but we now need to map these to data. First, we need to connect up the data view to the asset. Then we need to connect up the data fields and text to relevant attributes. By using a drag and drop approach, it makes it very easy for someone with no technical background to build and extend applications. On this page, we'd also like to see the OEE performance and the service incidents. These blocks already exist because we built them for the desktop view. By using snippets, these components can easily be reused across experiences, whether it be on mobile, tablet or web. We've now built all of the data visualizations that are needed for this page. The next thing we want is that our plant managers to be able to take some actions based on this data. So we'll add a button to allow them to assign new work items to this asset and also to an engineer. We'll need another MicFlow to perform this action. Inside this action, we'll create a new work item and associate it to the asset. Then we'll open up a pre-built page to add a new work item. Now that all the functionality is completed, we need to rerun the application. This will compare the application against the current database and perform any necessary updates. The new features have been pushed to the tablet device, and if we view the watched item, we can see the performance of the asset and see all of the service incidents. Using the Add Work Item button, we can create a new work item, give it a description, and an engineer will automatically be assigned. This engineer will then receive a push notification on their mobile device, like we showed in the previous part of the demonstration. In the last few minutes, you've seen how the Mendix platform supports multiple device experiences and brings multiple data sources together into one solution. We've seen a desktop application that allows plant managers to track live assets performance using data from MindSphere. They can view and diagnose issues using team-centered data and also schedule engineers to actually fix those issues. Our plant engineers have a dedicated mobile application to help with diagnosing issues with assets, ordering new parts from SAP, and get notified of job allocations. Finally, we've shown how the Mendix platform handles feedback from users and how they can be quickly built to provide adaptable and personalised experiences.